Hello, it's Bobby from Dig Coding here, and this is the fourth video in the Building and Launching a Real Django website series. Link to the last video is just up here, and so far what we've done in this project is we've started a new Django project with increased security on the built-in admin page, and then we've built our first model, which is called Media, and we've registered that model to our admin page. So that's taken us 3 videos, and we're now in video 4. So in this video we are going to write our first views. Now we'll have 4 views. We'll have home, about, contact and media. And in Django there's always more than one way to skin a cat. You'll find you can use function-based views, you can write your own class-based views, or you can use one of Django's generic built-in class-based views, which do a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of coding for views. So you need 1 or 2 lines of code, and that's it for the view, which is exactly what we want for this project, especially at these early stages, because we can expand on it later. So let's jump straight in and have a look at the views py file. So if I open up Sublime Text, here we go. Actually, let's open up CMD. So this is a CMD that's been opened up in did demo. And if we fire up the virtual environment, so work on did demo, there is no libraries that we're importing for this. So there's no pip installs that we need to do. So we can just leave that as it is, actually, the CMD. And we'll go straight into the project. So if we look into the app main, there we are. And straight out of the box, it comes with a few py files. Admin, apps, models, tests, URLs and views. Actually URLs, that's one that we added in the first video, because we added the URL from the main app into the URL conf file. So this is almost empty. We've called it the app name main, and that's what we're referencing in the URL conf. And then we've got an empty list here called URL patterns. That is where we will add our 4 URLs for the home, about, contact and media. So we won't do that yet. What we'll do, we'll start off with the views.py file. So you get straight out of the box Django.shortcuts import render. I think that's actually all we'll probably need at this stage. Yeah, we won't need anything else there. But what we will need to import is the template view and the list view. So we're going to use template view, which is a built-in class-based view that Django has. And we'll be using that for 3 of the views, and we'll be using the list view for media, because that's where we want to have a list of all of the media objects. So we'll be referencing the model media in that view. So if we go from Django.views.generic base, import template view from Django, help if I spell it right, .views .generic. Oh, I need a, there we go, generic, and this one's not base, this one's list. Import, and this is a list view. We need our model, so .models import media, and that is it for now. Right, so we'll start here by, so they're class-based views. So they need to be, we need to define the class itself. So if we have class, and we'll call this home view, and it inherits the template view, and all we need to do is we need to define the template that we're going to use to render out this view. So we need template name, and how I'll be building this app is I'll have a templates directory in each app that we have for the template specific to that app. So this will be called main, and in there we'll have a HTML document called home.html, and that's that. So we've got a couple of methods that we can use. We can use dispatch, and what you do with dispatch is you write a method It takes in self, request, arcs and keyword arguments, and what that allows you to do is run some logic before rendering out the HTML. You've got another one which is called get context data, which we'll be adding to this view now, and that allows us to actually send more variables to the HTML document that we can actually handle with template tags and filters. So what we want is a function called def get context data, and this one takes in self and keyword arguments, so quarks, like so. And what you have is you define a variable called context, and that is a supercall to the name of the function itself, and you pass in keyword arguments, and then we return context. So if we want to expand on that context, what we'd do in the same way we'd handle a dictionary, we'd put context test, that would be the key, and the value would be test 1. That was if we wanted to add something to the context, and that would then be rendered through to HTML, and we'd have access to that variable in the template itself. And that's it. That's the home view. That's all we need to do. We don't need to do anything else at this point, because all we want is a very, very basic home view. We want 3 more like this, so we'll just copy it down to save some time. I want to have this one called about, and it will be picking up the about HTML, and we'll have contact. That'll be picking up from the contact HTML. Oh, sorry. There we go. And lastly, we might as well paste one down there as well. But this will be our media view. But the media view is inheriting from a different class, and this will be list view. Like the others, we do need to stipulate what template we're using. So this will be the media HTML document, but unlike the others, we want to define what model that this media view is going to be rendering. So we need model, and this will be media. And just to make sure, have we imported it? Yeah, from .models import media. So that's the model that we'll be rendering out onto the HTML. Again, we need to get context data, same as self, quarks. That's it. That's all we need. So let's save that. And now we'll add some URLs. So in the URLs, what we need is, we've just got some views. So from dots, so import views. And in the URL patterns, we're going to need, we'll have path. So this will be our index. This will be our home page. So that when visiting the website, this is what you'll be met with. So we'll have an empty string there, and it will be views dot, and it's home view as view. There we go. And then we call it name equals, and this will be home. Don't forget the comma. And then we'll have 3 more of those. This one will be about, contact. Oh, it's getting late. Contact and media. Just change these views here, and then we'll change the names, and that should be more or less it. I don't think we need to do anything else other than add the HTML documents and CSS, but we won't be doing that in this video. So just for, we want to make these videos more or less bite-sized chunks, so we'll be rounding them off into small little chunks that we can take in and then move on to the next step. Media, and so whilst I'm writing this, there are, on the Django website, their documentation is fantastic. I've got some links in the description of this video for 3 or 4 of the pages. Have a good read of the docs, they're fantastic, like I say, so you can really get your head around how to define your views and your URLs. I do like to use the built-in class-based views. It's a lot less coding. However, in a lot of my other videos on YouTube, such as the user auth model, the Twilio API, the Stripe API, you notice I'm using a lot of function-based views, and I'm tying in AJAX. So it depends on what I'm trying to get out of the project, but if I can get away with it, I'll use the built-in class-based views. So that's where we are currently. So they're the 4 URLs defined in the app called main. They are now accessible in the URL conf because we're looking here. So we've got the path include main URLs, namespace main. So we're pulling those 4 URLs into the URL patterns. And that is it. That is all we'll need to do. We don't have to make migrations. We don't have to run a server. We won't be able to view these pages just yet because there is no HTML file in the project. And what we'll do in the next video is in this app, we will be adding a templates directory. In that, we'll have one called main, and inside that directory as well, we'll have all of the HTML documents for that app. So that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and please like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.